What's up guys, it's your boy Wuulf back with another video. It's been a while, I know there has been a significant gap, partly because I was just trying to get the game installed again, get used to how the game works again, get myself situated, but also because I'm a small YouTuber and after making a big move like stopping the game that my audience thus far was built on, I guess I kind of got a little freaked out and was worried about how this would be received, and so I let the fears get the better of me and I kind of took a break. But here we are back, we are making content again, and this time we are making content, as I said before, on Final Fantasy XIV Online. So that's what this game is. This is Final Fantasy XIV Online. I've been playing this game, I mean it feels like a whole year, but according to my playtime I've only actually played for a total of 3 months. Just feels like a year because I kind of spread it out. About a year ago I played the free trial for a month, and then over the Christmas just gone, I played for about 2 months consistently, and then I stopped again when 7DS Origins came out because that was the game that I was playing and making content on. But now we are back. In terms of where my account is at the moment, I've finished Endwalker. I haven't finished all the post Endwalker storyline. I still have yet to do if you look at the quest here, if you know FF, I've still got the raid quest line for Endwalker to do. I haven't started Dawntrail at all, so we are going to be playing through Dawntrail on this channel as well, working our way through that, and getting our account ready for whenever Cold drops next year. In terms of my account, I just wanted to make a video before we dive into any of the other kind of content in this game, showing the roulettes, showing the storyline and stuff. Because this is my first video on Final Fantasy, I kind of wanted to set context for where my account is in terms of the state of the account, my jobs, what jobs I play, etc. So let's take a look at all of that, go over my account, do a small account overview, and then pretty soon we'll be coming back with more content of me doing roulettes, leveling up certain jobs, doing raids, dungeons, storyline, MSQ, relics, all kinds of things. There's so much content in this game to go over, especially as someone who hasn't actually played through to the end of the game. So let's dive straight into that. But before we do, as always guys, your support means the world to me. It really makes my day when I see you guys give nice comments, when you like the videos. I'm really trying my best to get to 1,000 subscribers, so it would be a huge favor if you could take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the notification bell so that you guys are alerted whenever I upload a new video. Now, enough of that, let's get straight into the video. So let's take a look at my account. So for anyone that does know FF, you've already noticed by now what I'm on. For anyone that doesn't, this is my character, Wuulfie Fujimori. Wuulfie, obviously the name I use everywhere. Fujimori is the name of a samurai character, a female samurai character from a story that I really like. And then obviously I've got the title Samurai in a Strange Land, and this is the samurai job. So by all of that, you've probably figured out by now, samurai is my main job in this game. This is my favorite job. It is the one that I play the most. If we look at my character here, you'll see that I'm level 90. So obviously I got to the end of Endwalker, I stopped at 90. After that, I started working my way through a bit of the post Endwalker stuff, and I started leveling other jobs to try and catch it up to 90. So as you can see here, in terms of my other classes, melee DPS is my favorite. In any game that I play, I've always been a melee DPS kind of person. Back when I played World of Warcraft as well, I used to be a warrior main, and then when Demon Hunter came out, I rerolled and became a Demon Hunter main, but I was always a melee DPSer. I enjoyed Feral Druid and Death Knight in that game as well. So similarly, in Final Fantasy, I'm a melee DPS main. I pretty much play the large majority of them. You can see that obviously 2 of them aren't as leveled. They're the 2 that I kind of left towards the end, but also because Reaper and Viper started at much higher levels. So Samurai is my main job, is what I play the most, and I would say that Monk is my close second. It is my second most played job after Samurai. It is my second favorite class. Monk was actually the class that I started with the very first time that I played FF, back when I started the free trial. So I'm a samurai main, Monk is my second. And then I would say my third is tanks. Tanking is my favorite off role. If I was to rank the roles that I enjoy in the order that I enjoy them, I'd say melee DPS is my number 1. Tanking is my number 2. Physical range is my number 3, healing my number 4, and then magical ranged is my number 5. I hate casting. I do not like casting. I don't know why. I think that I just love moving around while I fight. Like, it shows that my top 3, melee, tank, and physical range, are all jobs where you do move around as you fight. You stand in melee range, you walk in, you walk out of mechanics, you do a lot of that. Whereas magical range, a lot of the time, you kind of just find a safe spot, you stand there, and then you just spam your buttons, you start casting. I just find that really, really boring. I also am not a fan of like waiting through cast times. I don't know why, even though the cast times can only, even if a cast time is only like 1.5 seconds or something, I just do not like casting. Healing, I enjoy to a certain extent. Healing is not about whether, I don't hate the role, but for me to enjoy healing, I need to enjoy the class that I'm healing with, which at the moment, my favorite one is Sage, but I really do enjoy White Mage a lot as well. Astrologian was actually the first healer I ever leveled up. When my Astrologian was 16, my Scholar was 50, and my Sage was like just unlocked at 70, my White Mage was still untouched. And then I tried it out, and then in like 2 days, I grinded it from like 1 all the way up to like 80s. So White Mage is really, really fun. I really enjoyed those two the most. But obviously melee DPS, Samurai, Monk, Reaper I've been really enjoying recently because that was like the latest one to hit 90 for me. I just finished leveling that to 90 yesterday, and I really, really do like Reaper at 90. Viper is really fun. I've always loved like dual sword wielding kind of playstyle, so I really enjoy Viper because of that. And Ninja I'm really, really enjoying because of the job identity. In this game, Ninja is so good, but we won't dive too much into that kind of stuff because that's for a whole other video. We're talking about my account. So as you can see, this is where I am right now. I've got a bunch of level 90s. I've got 4 90s on my melees. I've got 190 tank, 190 healer, 190 fizz range, and 190 on my magical range. I'm at the moment of kind of trying to decide whether I want to get more classes to 90 before I start Dawntrail or not. I definitely want to get at least one more tank, because the way I've seen it in videos, from my research, from talking to other people in the game, people kind of tend to split these 4 tanks into like 2 categories. You've got like Paladin and Warrior, who are like much better at staying alive and sustaining themselves, and so they're kind of like the main tank category. At least that's what I've seen. And then you've got Dark Knight and Gunbreaker, who can survive just as well, more or less, but are much better at putting out damage. And so they kind of fall into the off-tank category sometimes. That's not to say that you can't main tank or off-tank with the opposites, like Warrior and Paladin can off-tank, and Gunbreaker and Dark Knight can main tank as well, but it's just the way I've seen things so far and the things that I've heard from people that I've spoken to in game. Gunbreaker is my number 1 favorite tank right now, but I do really want to get my Paladin up to 90 as well, I think. And then I'm also just considering whether I should just get my White Mage, Dancer, and Pictomancer up to 90 just because they're already there at the 80s anyway. But I don't think I'm going to go through and finish everything to 90 because some of these classes I haven't touched as much. Half because I just don't enjoy them as much as the other classes I have played. And also because maybe some of them I find them kind of difficult, especially Scholar. I find Scholar extremely difficult to play for some reason. It just doesn't work for me. So yeah, I think that for those ones that are much lower level, I think that I'm going to level them later on once I finish Dawntrail, where I can, instead of having to like do 10 levels and then stop and switch, I can just play from a low level all the way to 100 and invest that time into learning those jobs. So that's the goal right now, is probably get Paladin to 90 and then start Dawntrail officially. I may or may not get Ninja up to 90 as well. Dragoon, I might do, I don't know. It's the only reason why Dragoon has been so low and so slow is because for a while I just wasn't interested in Dragoon at all. It was the only melee that I wasn't as interested in. But the more I've played it and the more I've watched content on Dragoon gameplay, I really do like it. I like the theme of the class as well, the whole the dragons aspect of it with the jumps and everything. Dragoon just feels kind of bad to play for me because at low levels, it just feels really bad. Like, it takes so long to unlock your abilities. Like, at level 60, Dragoon still only has one AoE skill, and that just annoys me so much. So it just feels like the progression in the early levels for Dragoon is really slow. But yeah, I probably will get Paladin and maybe Ninja up to 90, maybe Ninja. And then I will start Dawntrail. So that's the goal at the moment. And then obviously after that, the goal is to get my Samurai, go back to my Samurai, start leveling my Samurai as I play through Dawntrail. And then the way I do it, because MSQ gives you so much XP already, and then you have to do dungeons in between at certain parts of the content or trials, and those give you a ton of XP. So you can tend to hit like the max level cap of that expansion before you actually get to the end. At which point, so if Samurai gets like halfway through Dawntrail and hits 100, then I'll go back, catch my monk up to what level it needs to be for where I am in the MSQ, and then I'll carry on with the next job. So that way I'm not wasting any XP. So that's the goal right now. That's my account, as you can see. Let's go back to my Samurai. And yeah, this is what I've been doing. So that's... Oh, let's talk about my crafters as well very quickly. As you can see, I haven't done as much as I would like to. I did a lot of it very early on, and then I kind of got a little bored of it, and I wanted to like get back to focusing on progressing through the main story questline, the MSQ. But I have recently, well not recently, this was in like those 2 months over Christmas when I played, I put a lot of effort into leveling some of these, especially my gatherers. So I got my botanist to 90, fishers over 93, and then my mining is 100. And now I'm working on getting my blacksmith to 100. And at the moment, I'm only working on blacksmith in terms of the actual crafter classes, instead of getting multiple of them, because my goal at the moment in terms of leveling these, at least for now until I get to the end of Dawntrail, is more so because I want to get one of each of these to 100 so that I can be eligible for the trade mentor. I don't need mentor, and I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm the most knowledgeable about this in the game. Like, I think that I have picked up a good amount of knowledge over time, and a lot of that knowledge that I've picked up from playing the game as a new player in 2026 and from the advice that I've got from other people, I will be sharing some of those tips and tricks and things like that with you guys on this channel. But I also just kind of want to stay in the novice network because I've made a lot of good friends in there. There's a lot of people who have helped me in that channel, in the chat channel of Novice Network. Tons of helpful, wonderful people who have helped me, given me advice, even just helped me with silly things like making choices on which job to level next. But a lot of the time, there were some things I'm trying to remember off the top of my head what it was, but there was something that should have been such an obvious thing that I had been doing since like level 20 or something, and I didn't even know about it until I was like level 80, because someone raised it in the novice network, and I was like, wait, what's that? And then they explained to me, and I was like, wow, I just missed out on so much. So wonderful people, they answer every questions, no matter how like newbie your questions are, and I've gotten a lot of advice from them, and I do try my best to pass that knowledge down the line when I see other newer players who are probably less experienced than I am asking similar questions. So I kind of want to stay in the novice network, keep talking to those friends I've made, keep helping people out as they come in. And I also just want to get the crown symbol, I guess. So yeah, I'm working on this to kind of get mentor. Obviously, trade mentor is the easier one to get because you don't even need to get to the end of Dawntrail to get trade mentor. You just need to hit 100 on one of these, 100 on one of these, and then there's like 2 achievements that you need to get. And I've got one of these in my watch list. So one of them is to gather or catch 300 collectibles. So I'm like almost 2/3 of the way through on that. And then the other one is to craft 100 collectibles, which is not on my watch list because I've already done it. Battle mentor is a bit longer because for starters, you need to get to 1500 player commendations. As you can see, I've still got quite a bit way to go. You need to do like 1,000 instant dungeons raids or whatever, instanced content, so like dungeons, raids, and all of that kind of stuff. I've completed that one. I still need to get the commendations. You also obviously need to hit a level 100 with like a Disciple of War, Magic, one of these jobs, combat jobs, and you need to have done I can't remember if it was one of just one of all the classes or one of each class's like the role quests when you get to the end of Dawntrail. So yeah, there's a lot of work to get Battle Mentor and to then eventually get like the whole overall Mentor crown. So the goal right now is to at least try and get Trade Mentor as soon as possible, and then we'll work through Dawntrail at our own pace, eventually get the other Battle Mentor, become a full Mentor, all of that kind of stuff. And then we'll be working, as we get to the end of Dawntrail, the goal once we finish Dawntrail is obviously to finish leveling off our jobs one by one. At that point, depending on what we have, I don't know if I'm going to like do one full category and then the other, or if I'm going to like kind of jump between them just for the variety. We're going to do some achievement hunting. We're going to go and make a bunch of relics. I haven't finished any relics at all in this game so far. It's kind of something that I've just left for now because I don't need the relics. I don't need to use the relics as my weapons at the moment. They're more for a cosmetic thing for me at the moment. So I've kind of just ignored them. As you can see here, I've started a few. So like I've got the A Realm Reborn ones for Paladin. So that's the Sword and Shield for Paladin. I've got the Monks one and I've got the Bards one. And then I've also started the, I think this is the Shadowbringers, or is it Stormblood? It might be Stormblood version for the Monk and the Samurai. So I just started those. I haven't finished those. I'll probably finish those at the end of Dawntrail. Once I finish Dawntrail, then we'll go back. We'll work through all the other little bits that there is to do. So we'll work through getting our relics to get those cosmetics. We'll work on achievements. We'll do some hunts. We'll finish leveling all our jobs. There's so much to do. And then we'll just obviously be doing our roulettes all the time as well. And when you get to level 100, you'll have the addition of, I don't know if it's just 100 or if you have to be a mentor, but there's mentor roulettes as far as I know as well. So we'll be doing those as well. And there should be a lot of fun content. So that, guys, is my account. That's kind of the overview of what I have going on my account so far, where I am in the game, and what my goals are going forward with my account and with the channel. Kind of giving you guys a brief overview of what I'm trying to do in terms of my gameplay, as well as the content that I plan to create from that. So hopefully this, guys, gave you a bit of an idea of what it is that is going to be coming on this channel from now on. And hopefully you'll stick around to enjoy it with me. But that's it from me for now, guys. I appreciate, if you've watched till the end of the video, I really appreciate you more than you know. I appreciate you more than I appreciate anything in the world if you've stayed to the end of this video. So thank you so much. If you did stay to the end of the video and you enjoyed this content, or you're looking forward to the upcoming content with this game, then like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Peace.